Our first story is probably your worst nightmare. So a man was venting to his wife about his job and his boss. But as it turns out, he had an unexpected eavesdropper on the conversation. Who was that? His boss. Oh yeah, it gets worse. The man didn't realize he had butt-dialed his boss, who overheard all 12 minutes of this griping, whining conversation. Now get this. The man was let go, big surprise after the incident, right? But now he's suing the boss for invasion of privacy, claiming that the boss was eavesdropping. Boy, this has some twists on it. So, to help us unravel this scenario, joining us to help shed light on this story is attorney Wendy Patrick.
Thank you.
Welcome, Wendy. We need a little legal help to unwind this. So, could we in fact get sued for listening to a butt-dialed conversation?
Well, in fact, you could, and that's exactly what's happening now in Georgia. It depends, however, on where you are, who you're talking to, what you say, and what you do with the information that you overhear. So you can imagine in this particular case, this Georgia man was fired because of what he said. We don't know what he said, but just the fact that this happens, you know, my advice is always lock it, then pocket, if you're on the phone.
He was considered to be eavesdropping because he knew he wasn't supposed to be listening to this conversation.
Well,
and
that's the argument that he's using, basically that the man who got fired is using in order to sue his boss. He's saying, you know, there's a Georgia criminal statute that criminalizes eavesdropping. But the problem here is that he initiated the call. Right. So according, you know, legally, you don't have a reasonable expectation in privacy in a call you initiate.
So let me ask you, so there was a worldwide Gallup poll, and with this poll, they asked people about their job satisfaction, and they found that, quote, many people in the world hate their job, especially their boss, end quote. So 85% of workers admitted to hating their job. So if you are a person at your job and you need to vent, you need to get that negativity out, then can you talk about free speech? Like, where should you say it? Where should you not say it? Who should you say it to?
Yeah.
What are the rules?
Great question, and it's so practical. The National Labor Act really protects you if you're talking to coworkers about activity that affects you in the workplace. So that's not talking to a spouse or a best friend, but coworkers are allowed to engage in what they call concerted activity. But it has to be in that venue, and it can even be online on Facebook.
But what if you have a tattleteller and then they go tell the boss your frustration? Can you get fired then?
You couldn't get fired if it was protected by the National Labor Act. And if it is protected like that, you can't get fired no matter what you say, as long as it's within that definition of, is it working conditions, unfair pay. It can't be spreading rumors or gossip or just bad-mouthing. That doesn't fit.
One time, I made a mistake. I was, you know, when people's name are like in your phone book and they're all underneath the same initial. Well, I had this makeup artist that was really working my nerves that my friend had referred. And I was telling my friend that he was really getting on my nerves, and I sent the text to the actual person. Yeah, couldn't take that back, couldn't take that back. She was like, oh, really, Vivica, that's how you feel? I was like, yes, I do. And I'm glad you know, so.
Keep that phone away from your butt, I guess.
I like your lock
Keep it in a safe place.
That's great.
Say no to butt dialing. Wendy, thank you very much for your insight.